Another day here in Oxnard, California. Briana Aldridge, joined by Patrik Walker from Cowboys.com to talk about what we saw at practice today. The pads were on, but we have to talk about who wasn't on the field today. Micah Parsons, that was the first time since the trade request that he hasn't been at practice at some point. Jerry Jones wasn't here as well. Everyone's been pointing that out. What's your kind of thoughts on that?
Well, as you noted, Bree, this is the first time that Micah has not been on the field, but it's not the first time that Jerry's not been present at practice. He's present when he can be. Obviously, needless to say, he has a lot that he needs to attend to as the team owner and the billionaire that he is. Micah, on the other hand, I'm told that he is still very much in the facility. He was just not on the practice field. Also told that don't read anything into that as far as any possible traction. At this moment, there's still not been any contact between the two sides, but hopefully that gets resolved soon. Okay,
well, I'm glad you answered that because I know every day that seems like the top of the day you just kind of have to.
First it was Jersey Gate, and now it's,
so the light is still here. Everything is okay in this moment. Dak obviously had some good praises, so we are good with the Micah thing. Let's talk about what's actually happening on the field. Some positive news. Joe Milton, he banged up his thumb a little bit during that joint practice, and he looked good to go. He was back taking reps, throwing the ball, doing what he does. What have you seen from him and just what he's been doing? Obviously, he's going to be who we're going to be seeing mostly of this preseason.
Well, obviously the thumb is not bothering him. Initially, it was thought that he hit his thumb on one of the Rams players' helmets during the scrimmage on Tuesday. Turns out it was just a thumb hitting an opponent's hand. He said he was fine. They pulled him out of practice at that time. He did not return, but he was a full participant today in padded practice, and he was throwing the ball, slinging it as he normally does. And that's a good sign for Joe Milton. Now, we talked to him after practice, Briana, and he said that he is on track to play for Saturday in the preseason opener against the Rams. He just needs to be medically cleared. I don't see a reason why that wouldn't be the case. So definitely looking forward to seeing what he can do. He's made some waves out here in that backup battle, but don't sleep on Will Greer. Those two are kind of going head to head right now.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Milton. He's been a fun one to watch, and then I liked how he addressed the question about who, basically who he's trying to impress, and he basically himself. So, hey,
that's a good answer, but it's also even better that he expanded on it, right? Because he knew that the wrong ears would take that as a soundbite and run with it. So, for clarification, what the young man is trying to say is that while he is playing for his teammates and he's playing for his coaches and he's playing for the organization, at the end of the day, there's one person staring back at you in the mirror, and that is the one that Joe Milton is doing his best to make sure that when he looks in the mirror at the end of the day, he's left all the effort on the field and he's not leaving any plays out there.
So that's a positive update from today. Now we got to go to the other side.
Do we have to?
I know it got so quiet, and he wasn't the only one. There was a couple people that went down, but his is the most serious because he did actually go to the medical tent, and then he actually left practice. Talking about rookie running back Jaydon Blue. We're gonna send some football, some prayers to the football gods, but man, if he's not able to get on the field, I mean, that's kind of tough. This is the rookie. This is what you want to see.
Agreed. What makes it worse is that, well, first let me preface by saying this. I'm told that the Cowboys, as they're running preliminary tests, the preliminary tests are not generating any great cause of concern for the Cowboys. So at this moment, prior to having MRIs done and things like that, they're not overly concerned with Jaydon Blue. That being said, with the injury occurring on Thursday and the preseason opener being on Saturday, his availability for versus Rams is up in the air. To answer your other question, what that does is throw another monkey wrench in a running backs room that already came into training camp with a ton of questions. You lost Deuce Vaughn for several practices with the hamstring injury. Good news is Deuce Vaughn was back on the field today, and he's hoping to be cleared for the preseason opener. I spoke with him after practice, and he said that he feels great, and he's hoping that's the case. So at least you might get Deuce Vaughn back, but you might lose Jaydon Blue. Miles Sanders, he's dealing with an injury as well. Javonte Williams, he's running strong. So right now, it's still a lot of questions, and you have availability issues. How do you answer those questions when guys are simply not available?
Yeah, that running back room, like you said, it's been not even with the injuries, just the who's gonna emerge, and
absolutely.
Right now, it's looking like Javonte, like you said, Javonte Williams holding
a healthy room still has a lot of questions. Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, Jaydon Blue, Phil Maffa, Hunter Lipke, and then let's not forget Deuce Vaughn, and also Kevontae Turpin. He mixes into the running backs room as well. But of all those that I named, more than one of those players are battling and or trying to return from injury. So it looks like as we have the conversation, it'll likely be Javonte Williams getting a good chunk against the Rams in the preseason opener, followed with, if Deuce Vaughn is cleared, look for a lot of Hunter Lipke as well.
Sending more prayers to the football gods for all the running backs so we can see what the healthy room looks like.
Yes.
But for who is good to go come Saturday, who are you looking forward to seeing on the field from what you've seen here and getting that opportunity on Saturday? We'll start with the defense.
You know, I'm going to go full Hank Hill here and say, I tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing some Trayshawn Holden out there. This Cowboys wide receivers room has kind of an embarrassment of riches. You've already talked about, and we've talked about how they're trying to figure out the running back position. Well, you're trying to figure out the wide receiver position in a different way. You're trying to figure out how you can get this down to 5 or 6 guys because you have so many that are making plays out here. We know George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, they're going to do what they're doing. You know, Jalen Tolbert is likely a lock. But outside of that, Turpin, he's going to get a role. But guys like Jalen Cropper, they're showing up. Jalen Brooks, he has some skins on the wall from his first couple of seasons playing in the NFL for the Cowboys. But Trayshawn Holden, that undrafted rookie out of Oregon, his connection with Junior Adams, the wide receivers coach that was brought in this offseason, it's showing, and it's showing big. It feels like every day there's at least one big play being made by Trayshawn Holden. Can he continue that? Flip to the other side of the ball. Cornerbacks room. More concerns, much like the running backs room.
Talk about injuries.
More concerns. So injuries and the like. Keemon Hall. I'm looking forward to seeing what Keemon Hall can do. Second-year guy. Let's not forget last preseason he had the only pick 6 on the entire team. So he's looking to make some waves and prove that he's better than just a practice squad player. And the Cowboys need depth at that position, needless to say.
All right, so Holden, Keemon Hall, those are the people you're locked in on Saturday.
2 of them.
There's
There's a list, but let's go with that.
Let's start with them, No, I'm excited to see these guys go against full speed. I mean, you get a little taste of it at the joint practice, but it's nothing like what you'll see.
They don't have to drop gears. There's no QB halo.
You can't get up.
There's no QB halo. There's no thudding. Football is back. It's time to hit.
Football is back.
It's time to hit.
We are hyped here. We're going to see a lot more of you this season, but that's it for now. For Briana Aldridge, Patrik Walker.